Who is IshowSpeed? The untold story of Darren Watkins Jr. Darren Watkins Jr., known to millions around the world by his online alias IShowSpeed, represents a unique blend of Gen Z digital chaos and unapologetic authenticity. Bursting onto the scene with unfiltered energy, uncontrollable emotions, and moments of pure unpredictability, Speed has carved out a space in internet culture unlike anyone before him. His meteoric rise is not just a story of viral success, but one of identity, youth, fame, and how today's internet can shape a person in real time, live, unedited, and uncensored. Born on January 21, 2005 in Cincinnati, Ohio, Darren Watkins Jr. grew up like many American kids, with dreams of sports, games, and perhaps a normal suburban life. But his destiny would turn out to be anything but ordinary. He first started his online journey with YouTube in 2016, at the young age of 11, uploading short gameplay videos with little editing and almost no views. For years, he remained relatively unknown. His content was sporadic, inconsistent, and at times directionless. But by 2020, a shift occurred. As the global pandemic forced billions indoors, online content consumption exploded. Like many others, Darren returned to YouTube, not just as a hobby but as a refuge. He began live streaming gameplay, mainly NBA 2K, but what stood out wasn't the game, it was him, his reactions, his outbursts, his unfiltered, raw, and often outrageous behavior caught the attention of younger audiences who were craving something real in a world filled with curated perfection. IShowSpeed, the character, was born. He screamed, he cried, he raged, he danced, he barked like a dog, he chanted Portuguese football anthems, and he did it all with a straight face and no shame. For some, it was too much. For others, it was pure internet gold. Speed's rise was not traditional. It was algorithmic. Clips of his most insane moments were reposted on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. They spread like wildfire, and soon, Darren was no longer a kid with a camera. He was a global phenomenon. By 2021, his YouTube channel had exploded. From tens of thousands of subscribers, he rocketed to over 1 million in a matter of months. His streams became can't-miss events. At any moment, something unexpected could happen. He could set off fireworks inside his room. He could accidentally flash an inappropriate image on stream. He could get scared by a horror game and fall out of his chair. This unpredictability became his brand. But with that fame came controversy. IShowSpeed has been banned from multiple platforms and games. He's faced criticism for his behavior, which many argue is inappropriate or even dangerous, especially considering his young audience. There were accusations of misogyny, racism, and general irresponsibility. In 2022, he was temporarily banned from Valorant and other Riot Games titles after a clip of him verbally abusing a female player resurfaced. He later apologized publicly, but the damage to his reputation was significant, at least to corporate sponsors. His fans, however, remained loyal. Because Speed's success doesn't come from being perfect, it comes from being real, however messy that may be. There's something almost Shakespearean about his performances. He lives stream of consciousness. He speaks before thinking. He acts before hesitating. His content is emotional theater, performed in front of millions in real time. And it's not always funny. Sometimes it's heartbreaking. In moments of vulnerability, Speed has cried on stream about family, about loneliness, about being overwhelmed by his own fame. These cracks in the armor only make him more compelling. And then came football, or as he insists, soccer. Though initially unfamiliar with the sport, Speed quickly became obsessed with Cristiano Ronaldo, arguably the most famous footballer on earth. His chants of "Su" became a meme unto themselves. He began wearing Portugal jerseys, celebrating goals and mimicking Ronaldo's iconic goal celebration. His ignorance about football only added to the humor. When he streamed FIFA, mispronounced players' names and confused club teams with national squads, fans laughed, but they also watched. He wasn't pretending, he was learning in real time, and the sport embraced him. In a surreal twist, Speed eventually met and interacted with famous footballers. He attended the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. He collaborated with Sky Sports and appeared in YouTube football charity matches alongside massive creators like KSI, Logan Paul, and Mr. Beast. His dedication to Ronaldo bordered on religious fervor, and despite the jokes, his love for the sport helped introduce thousands of his followers, many of whom were American teens, to the global game. Music, too, became part of his brand. In 2022, Speed began releasing songs under the IShowSpeed name. His tracks, such as Shake, World Cup, and Ronaldo, Sue, were not traditional hip-hop hits. They were chaotic, meme-infused, and filled with the same manic energy as his streams, but they charted. World Cup especially went viral during the 2022 tournament, earning tens of millions of views on YouTube and becoming a TikTok anthem. He even performed the song live at events. Music critics might scoff, but the numbers don't lie. Behind the scenes, however, Darren remains somewhat of a mystery. He doesn't speak much about his family, though it's known he has a younger sister and has lived with his mother. His father has occasionally appeared on stream, but their relationship is kept private. He has shared that he wasn't the most disciplined student and that his teachers often doubted him. His rise to fame, then, is not just surprising, it's redemptive. IShowSpeed is more than just a YouTuber. He's a reflection of what internet culture has become: chaotic, raw, meme-powered, and entirely decentralized. Unlike celebrities of the past, Speed didn't need a studio, a label, or a marketing team. He needed a webcam, a Wi-Fi connection, and himself. That said, his journey hasn't been without consequence. Fame at a young age is notoriously difficult to manage. Speed, still a teenager, has had to navigate mental health, burnout, and constant online scrutiny, all in public. His streams, though energetic, sometimes show signs of stress. His emotional outbursts, while entertaining, often hint at deeper issues, and his need to constantly outdo himself can be dangerous. In July 2023, he was hospitalized due to a serious sinus infection, which fans initially mistook for a stroke. The clip of him in severe pain, unable to fully control his facial movements, went viral, but it also served as a wake-up call. For both Speed and his audience, it was a reminder that behind the memes and madness is a real human being. Still, he continues, the grind, as he says, doesn't stop. He streams nearly daily, releasing content, music, and collaborations at a frenetic pace. He remains a dominant force on YouTube, with millions tuning in live and hundreds of millions more watching clips across platforms. IShowSpeed is polarizing. To some, he represents everything wrong with the internet: immature, offensive, sensationalist. To others, he's a digital pioneer, someone who has broken every rule and still succeeded. What cannot be denied is his impact. He's not just famous. He's a symbol of how Gen Z consumes media, engages with personalities, and reshapes what entertainment means. At only 19 years old, Darren Watkins Jr. has lived a life few can imagine. From suburban Ohio to World Cup stadiums, from late-night streams to global performances, he has redefined the boundaries of fame. He is a product of the internet, but he's also one of its architects. The story of IShowSpeed is far from over. As he matures, the question remains: can he evolve while maintaining the energy that made him famous? Can he handle the immense pressure of being a role model while still entertaining millions? And most importantly, Can he find peace in a world that constantly demands more? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: whether you love